Thanks for joining me. I'm Chef Brandon Allen. I'm a cannabis chef and educator and also the creator of the 3 Highway brand paleo hemp nut granola bars. Today, I'm here to tell you about how I came up with the entire concept of these bars and basically what inspired me to do so. So, I do the strictest possible diet there is. I do the ketogenic diet, which means it is very, very high fat, a moderate amount of protein with a super low amount of carbs. Now, considering that I am definitely less than the 1% when it comes to this dietary lifestyle, I knew that I couldn't just create something for the masses that would please everyone. So I wanted to find some middle ground. So if I look over here at the ketogenic diet, and then the opposite side of the spectrum would be the typical American diet, and that right there is where the majority of edible products fall into. Loaded with sugar, gluten, grains, just all these ingredients that don't necessarily complement the amazing cannabinoids and terpenoids that are found in this amazing plant. So when I look at what kind of falls right into the middle, that would be the paleo diet. What's great about paleo, there's no added type of processed sugars or preservatives, no grains, no gluten, anything like that. Just really, really clean, whole food style ingredients. So that was my main inspiration in the sense of creating these bars, fitting somewhere in the middle. Because someone like myself, who is very, very strict, can enjoy a product like this here and there. And then we have people that are on the opposite side of the spectrum that could eat 10, 15, 30 of these a day and it wouldn't even affect based off of the macros that they're used to. So I think paleo is a great little middle ground. So of the 3 different bars that I created, the first one I have is our apple cinnamon. Now the apple cinnamon is essentially my nostalgia. To me, it is Saturday morning in the early 90s, Mortal Kombat, Super Nintendo, Power Rangers, and Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal. Every time that I smell all the various ingredients when I'm creating it here in my kitchen, I just feel like I'm back in the early 90s again. So I love it. It's also incredibly, incredibly familiar for the masses. We have apple and cinnamon as the dominant flavor profiles and also aromatic profiles. Now the base of the bars, including with the apple cinnamon, we have some cashews, walnut, hemp seeds, coconut flakes. I'm using honey and coconut sugar as the binding agent for the granola, as well as the sweetening agent. And then each bar has got various ingredients that are going to stem from there. So from that base with the apple cinnamon, we had apple, a really nice Vietnamese cinnamon that's got a really, really sharp aromatic profile as well as flavor in general, and some dehydrated apples in there, which are just delicious. Now, from the apple cinnamon, I look at this as like, this is me as a kid, okay? From there, we go to the cocoa banana. Now, the cocoa banana I describe as basically all the guilty pleasures in life minus all the guilt. So next to the base, we have the addition of raw cacao nibs added in there. So you get this like really nice chocolatey but bitter aspect to it, which is balancing out the sweetness of the coconut sugar and the honey. And then you get the banana. And the dried bananas that we're using are fantastic. I love it when I eat this. I feel like I'm eating like a chocolate banana nut bread or a banana split, but I know that I'm keeping my macros in line where I need to be, and I'm also being incredibly healthy with my edible choice. Now, we go from me as a kid, my nostalgia, to just guilty pleasure Brandon, which you could say would probably be throughout like my teens and into my 20s. And then we go to matured Brandon, Chef Brandon Allen, which brings me here to the smoky cocoa spice. This is my personal favorite of the 3. Now that doesn't mean that I don't like or love the other 2, but this, the complexity and flavor and aroma, I absolutely love it. So the base is the same with the addition of chia and flax. And then the dominant flavor profile we have would be smoked salt, cayenne pepper, and the raw cacao nibs. So with this, you're getting chewy, you're getting crunchy, you've got sweet and savory and salty, you're getting a little bit of bitter there every once in a while, and just the various textures, this smoke flavor that comes through that just basically reminds me of everything that I love, which is smoke, spice, and complexity. So the entire inspiration behind the Mammoth bar was, I just called it the Mammoth bar because the entire inspiration was thinking of Mammoth Mountain, which is where our co-packing facility is, where we can produce up to 2,000 bars an hour, which is amazing, and I'm super excited about it. But I was thinking about Mammoth, and I was thinking of the elevation, I was thinking of the air quality, the crispness, I was thinking about the various terrain, the different seasons, and it's an amazing area. And it also reminds me of when I lived in Denver and various parts of Pennsylvania that I lived, just having this ruggedness but elegance at the same time. And that was my inspiration behind this bar. So I made a sheet tray here of the smoky cocoa spice, and I can't wait to dig in. When I make this at home in my kitchen, it's obviously a little bit different than the way it's going to be on these giant machines that we have at the production facility. But let's cut into this. You get to see the behind the scenes of what goes into actually making this. Obviously, it's already done, but the fun part. All right. Now from here, just give this a little bit of a flip. Now the top is garnished with extra coconut flakes to basically represent the snow, and then we have the smoked salt on here, which is great because when you take a bite, every bite with this flavor is a little bit different. I absolutely love it. And I can't wait once these are actually in the wrappers and we open them up, when you're gonna get this like beautiful aromatic profile of nutty smoke. It's gonna be fantastic. Let's see here. Let's cut this down into right about what the size of the bar would be. Oh, perfect. I love it when I do a batch and it just cuts perfectly. I know that everything, the chemistry of all this within the recipe is just lining up. All right, so these will be roughly the size of our bars. We got about 45 to 50 gram bar. And the thing that's amazing about these edibles in general is that it's not just an edible. It's not just a vessel for cannabis. This is a food product. This is an amazing, nutritious, and satiating food bar that just so happens to have cannabinoids and just so happens to be ridiculously healthy. So let's dive in here. The dog is enjoying the little pieces that I'm dropping on the floor. So initially, you get that sweetness. As you start chewing through, you get these different textures, the bigger cashew pieces, and then the more condensed hemp seed and coconut flakes. I just got some of the smoked salt. And there's that little touch of bitter from the raw cacao. And then there's like this nice bounce out sweetness throughout. It's not just a sugary edible product. I love it. Well, I'm really, really excited to share these with California, and I'm really excited to share them with the rest of the world because we are doing a THC bar, which will be a 10-to-10 ratio, 10 milligrams of THC and 10 of CBD, which basically modulates the endocannabinoid system in a way that gives you a really clear-headed and cognitively aware, just brain functioning high. It's quite fantastic. But we're also going to be doing a CBD-only version, which I'm really excited about too, so I can share this with everyone throughout the country. And CBD does wonders in the sense of modulating our endocannabinoid system and strengthening our entire metabolic function. It's fascinating. So what's great about this is whether people believe it or whether people understand it or even know it, there's science behind here. And the science is this product is actually providing your body with nutrients that are enhancing the endocannabinoid system and then being paired with cannabinoids that are further enhancing it. So this is, in my opinion, the perfect balance of medicine and pleasure. My mouth's full, but whatever. I'm Chef Brandon Allen. Thanks for joining me in my kitchen, and I can't wait to spread these around throughout the entire state of California and the rest of the world. Cheers.